up in a hospital bed.
The paramedics report, it said this. It said when they arrived on scene, that there was only one person in the vehicle, me. And that I hit the tree going anywhere from 60 to 63 miles an hour. There was no brakes. I didn't even try to stop.
And when I hit that tree, that case of beer bottles that was behind her catapulted forward at impact. And that woman named Priscilla, who didn't have her seatbelt on, catapulted forward at impact. And that thing called the windshield in your car, and that case of beer bottles met with Priscilla in between. And she slid down to the floorboard, and her neck rested on the middle console. So I stayed up all night that night. And you know what? The paper had read 2 lifeline in a serious accident. Took her to Parkview Hospital. Nobody would tell me if she was alive, if she was dead. I had no idea, but I knew the paper said something that morning, and if she was alive or if she passed away, the paper would probably say something the next morning. The paper man shows up at like 4 a.m. He comes driving by, everything slows down like a movie. He rolls the window, he throws the paper, it hits, boom. I jump up, grab it, I rip open the rubber band, I roll it open. And there's the headline. Crash victim dies.
And at 23, choices and decisions that I made, Priscilla Owens lost her life. She was a mother of 2, she was a daughter, and she was a sister.
Never did I think when I was in the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade that at 23, I'd be responsible for taking the life of somebody. What happened, though, is the family wanted me to contact them right after that. And I called, and what do you say to that? What do you say? I'm sorry. But I called, and the family said, Nathan, well, listen, Priscilla was sober. It was her vehicle. We can't put all the blame on you, which I didn't agree with. I was solely to blame. I was the driver. I don't care how drunk I was. It was my fault. But they said, listen, there's no reason for 2 families to be destroyed. We want you to know that we love you, even though we don't know you. We forgive you, even though we don't know you. But do us a favor. Just try to make the world a better place. Try to don't let Priscilla die for nothing. Just make a difference.
I got 11 years of my prison sentence knocked off. 11 years. I left prison. And when I left there, I got a letter from the governor's office that said that this young man he's serious about his change and he's trying to overcome and he's impacting and inspiring. I got this letter, this paper. That I left the prison. I was leaving the prison in street clothes. I left 11 years early. I came home 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I came home. And I was on a mission, man. And I was just a broke down dude that's just hungry, and I refuse to fail. I refuse to give up. I may make mistakes. I may do it the first time, the second time, but failure's only failure until you stop trying. Listen, some of you're afraid and you're letting fear, whatever your dream, whatever your goal, whatever it is that you want to achieve, you're letting fear paralyze you. Listen to me. You're never going to know if you can swim unless you jump in the water. You're never going to know that you can achieve your dreams or you're going to fail unless you get into the water. That's when you're going to find out if you're sinking or you're swimming. And here's the truth. Failure's only failure until you give up, man. You don't have to get it right the first time. It's not about perfection. And so some of you, maybe you struggled and you've messed up and you've relapsed, or you've made some hiccups. And even some of us that aren't struggling with addiction, you've made some poor business choices, some poor relationship choices. You've struggled. I'm telling you what, it's not about perfection. It's about progress. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. Giving up is not an option. Giving up on your loved ones is not an option. Giving up on your sobriety is not an option. It's not. I want you guys to understand, you're in the game, man. You're in the game, man. We're in this together. I refuse to believe that addiction and living a life full of drugs and bound to these thoughts and these failures is all that we have. It's not. I'm 10 years sober, and I promise I don't white knuckle it. I'm not counting the days. I'm just chasing down my dream, and I'm no different than any one of you in here. You plus God is always the majority. Period.
Good choices will always have good results. And I was making a lot of bad choices and a lot of bad decisions. And I was basing my value, my worth, off your opinions. And I learned something. Listen to me, everybody in here, I want you to understand something. Your value is never based off any of the opinions of anybody in this room. Who cares what anybody thinks or says about you? They are not your merit system. They are not your system of worth. You are who you say you are by your actions. But the choices and the decisions that we make have consequences, good or bad. And when I went to prison, at 23, listen, I came from a broken family. I had been labeled and unmarked and identified. I had battled hurts and pains and wounds. I had suicidal thoughts and I had battled self-harming. Drugs and alcohol had consumed me. I had lost all dreams and goals. I felt like I had made too many mistakes to change. Listen, I felt like I had every reason to say, you know what, life is too tough, and I quit. I live with these three principles, and I promise you, man, they will change everything about who you are. Hard work works, make good choices, good things happen, and value people. I decided 10 years ago, literally, when this all happened, and I went to prison, I was like, you know what? I want to make this promise. I want to keep it to this family. I come from a lot of brokenness. I don't know where to start, but what I do know is the importance of the choices that I make. And so literally, I wrote the word, change the world, and I slapped it on my little prison cell window, and every single day I woke up and I realized, make good choices, great things happen. Aim small, miss small. Make good choices, great things happen. You see, every choice that I can make, listen, I can't control what you think about me. I can't control your opinion of me. I can't control what you say about me, but I control how I react, respond, and what I do with my life. I'm in control of my life. I don't let external factors control me. I'm in control of my life. Because sometimes life can be tough. Life can be challenging. And sometimes the obstacles in front of you seem like they're too big and it's easier just to lay down. But you know what I remembered? I remember when my dad used to look at me when a kid and said, listen, Nathan, life is never going to give you anything, but if you make it and if you build it, nobody can take it from you. Because hard work and tenacity and refusing to quit and chasing your dream, you'll get there, I promise you. Maybe you don't hit the stars, but you'll land on the moon. You don't give up and you go after it and you stop caring about the opinions of people around you. Stop blaming everybody from your hurts. Take ownership of your life. Take off your mask. Don't feed the bear. Make good choices. Be a best friend. Encourage somebody. Be a voice of hope and inspiration. This is your moment.